He's a big boy, and when you don't see him coming, sometimes you end up on your back.
Excited to get back, the back-to-back starts for the first time with this coach, first time in a month.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Looking to build off the last game and continue to build confidence and give this group a chance to win when I'm in there.
Ken, this is a team that you saw not too long ago. They came out with a 4-3 victory. What kind of challenges do they present for the Oilers tonight?
They're a fast team. They're a gritty team, and they produce a lot of offense from their back end. So we're going to have to do a good job of taking away shooting lanes from the top. We can't give their power play too many opportunities because they burned us last time. And I think we just have to play a disciplined game tonight.
Were you your last win was win number 100 in Oilers uniform?
I was. It took me a little longer to get there than I would have liked, but it feels pretty good to be along some of the other names on that list.
How satisfying was it to get that win finally and have it kind of behind you now?
It's huge. Whenever you go through a stretch like that next win is obviously a big one, but for it to be my 100th in an Oilers jersey and to have my dad in the crowd made it a little extra special.
Cam, this may have been your toughest stretch as an Oiler. What have you had to keep in mind just going through it and then coming out on the better side of it now?
That everyone goes through these kinds of stretches, you don't lose your ability to play hockey in a month, so it's just gaining that confidence back as a goaltender, going out there, staying focused, playing your game, and just trying to build off of every save, and I thought I did a pretty good job of that last game.
What have you made of Clefbaum's recent offensive surge here?
I mean, to us, it's not really surprising. We know he's got that ability. He's got a heck of a shot from the back end. He's got good vision. And anytime you have a guy like 97 and 29 to get him the puck at the top there and give him a shooting lane, he's going to pound it at the net. So we expect that from Clef. He's a heck of a hockey player, heck of a defender, and he's had a really great stretch as of late.
Do you think that's just him, like you said,
do my best out there.
What do you know about Ken Hitchcock? What do you know about maybe where he wants to play you and things like that? Have you talked to the coach yet? Have you talked to him how he wants to use you?
I mean, a little bit, but just for now, just play, hard.
So, what kind of qualities do you want to bring to the lineup, and in terms of skill set, and maybe adding to the lineup? What kind of elements?
Be productive and effective on the ice.
If you can maybe explain sort of what happened from when you were picked up on waivers to, I think you flew here, then did you wait here? Can you maybe just explain a little bit of the delay until playing tonight?
I had to get a new visa because as I figured out a few days ago that my previous one was only useful for U.S. teams, and since I changed the team, which is located in Canada, I had to get new visa, which is travel visa.
Having fun.
Yeah, that's a Memorial Cup last year, so
Obviously, we know what he is capable of, and he played an unreal game for us to keep us in the game. And obviously, we came back, and he was big for us in the shootout. Obviously, so it was a big win. There's still a lot of stuff we can do better, but to have him playing his game back there helps a lot.
How do you explain your recent offensive surge here, not only scoring goals, but getting timely goals late in games?
Yeah, the timing has been really good. It's been good timing for those goals, obviously, but I've not changed my game, really. It's just a matter of time and place. I've been in the right spot, and the puck has been going in for me lately, so but I don't mind it. It's been good. It gives me a lot of confidence, obviously, to shoot the puck more, and it's been really good timing for it, obviously, to win some games.
Do you have more of a shoot-first mentality now? It's like, why not? They're going in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I just try to get the puck to the net, and hopefully we create some secondary chances out of it where it goes in, like it's been in the past now, a couple of days. So, yeah, I feel good about my game and want to continue because some big games on the line here, and we want to continue doing what we're doing. We can still play better hockey, I think, but to win those tight games when we're not playing 100% is big for us.
Oscar, what was it like to see Cam Talbot kind of get back in the win column, especially with your guys' late efforts in that game?
It was very nice to see him out there. I told these guys he played a hell of a game and kept us in the game for a long time, and he's really good in the shootout. So we have a lot of confidence in him, and I think all of us know what he's capable of to play hockey out there. So it feels really good, especially for me as a defenseman, to have him back there. It gives me a lot of confidence and the whole team a lot of confidence.
Nice to have good health. How much has that helped your confidence and your game?
A lot, obviously. Last season was a tough season for me, both mentally and physically. Just knowing that you're not 100%, but try to be out there and help the guys the best way you can. But it feels good right now. I'm happy about my game, happy about how we win in games, but still not playing 100% the way we want to. That's going to make us a playoff team, I think, if we just keep grinding and get those points.
Oscar, this is a Wild team that you guys played a few weeks back. What kind of challenges do they present for the Oilers tonight?
They have a really good power play going on right now. We got to stay out of the box and be very smart out there. They have a very tight, very strong and big team with a lot of skilled guys too. So, but their power play has been really good. So we got to stay out of the box here and focus on our game.
And what about Mikael Granlund? I mean, he's probably regarded as one of the most underrated players in the league just because he plays in Minnesota. What can you say about number 64?
He's a very, very good player. I've seen him growing up and played World Juniors against him, and he's so talented. And I think we saw what he's capable of last game here in Rogers. Make some nice plays. So we got to be ready for him. But once again, if you focus too much on those good players in the league, you kind of lose your own game. So we got to focus on our game, and we should be fine.
Oscar, you mentioned those tight games you guys have been playing in lately, a lot of one-goal games. Does that put more stress, especially since Ken came on as coach, on the defense, or is it more the same, do you think?
I think it's more the same. It's the whole team. We're out there as a team and as a unit, as a group. And it's not just the forwards' responsibility to score goals. We got to score goals from the back end too, and it's not only the defenseman part to defend. So we got to do everything as a whole group here.
Has Ken told you to shoot?
No, not really.
Okay, Ken, given how well Mikko has played at home, how did you sort of come up with the decision to go with Cam in back-to-back games here?
Well, I think if we're going to grow as a team, we've got to reward performances. And Talbot was excellent in St. Louis, and we knew we had two important games, two really good teams, Minnesota and Calgary. So we opted to reward Talbs, and then Mikko will play against Calgary. So kind of, and I said this to people before, rhythm is important, and we've got to get our goalies in a little bit better rhythm than what we were doing, and this allows us to do that. So, but it's also based on reward. You know, when a guy plays that well, you want to give him a second opportunity.
Ken, it looks like Zykov will debut tonight for you guys. What, in your mind, will make this a productive debut? What would you like to see from him?
Well, look, at practice, he looks like an exceptional player. The way he releases, the way he shoots the puck, scores on every warm-up drill. Most of the information we have is we've watched some games this year in the NHL, not much, but we watched all of his goals in the AHL, and you know, we think we've got the potential for a line, whether it's the one that he's going to play on tonight or another one. We've got the potential to put him in those scoring positions with what we need. So it's going to take some time. I think the nice part is that having played for Bill Peters before, the terminology and the language is almost identical to what we use. So he's used to that part of it. So I think it's going to be a little bit easier transition. But look, this is a guy that hasn't played in a week, hasn't skated much in the last little while with the team, and you know, we just got to be patient here. But man, he's got an element that we could sure use.
Ken, a lot's been made about how much Connor's been playing under you specifically. Is there an ideal shift length in your mind for him, and how do you kind of manage his minutes, and what have you learned in the last couple of weeks here?
I don't look at it from a standpoint of shift length with Connor. I do with other people, but when you're a glide player like he is, you're able to get around the ice very easily. I don't think shift length is that important for a player like that. And I think we can play him 25 plus because he plays 5-on-5 and on the power play. It's a whole different animal if you're killing penalties. You can't do it that way. You're not going to get a guy above 22 without hurting him. You know, the only guy that really plays above 22 and kills penalties is Kopitar, and he's been doing it for a few years. So I think we can look at 24, 25 minutes a lot because he's 5-on-5 in power play, and because he's such an effortless skater, I think he can play on the move more than most people have to stop and go.
Ken, how exactly did Kajula get hurt on the road?
He got hurt at practice. He's day to day, so you know, it's all we're waiting for is the swelling to go down, and then we're good to go. So he might be a couple of games here and ready to go. So.
Was it during a drill or something like that?
What's that?
During a drill?
It was during actually a fun exercise, so at the end of practice.
Ken, you've had the team for about 3 weeks now. Have you had a chance to build a better connection between the forwards and the defensemen?
Not yet. Getting better, but not yet. You know, it's a term in our sport where the forwards have to work for the defensemen and the defensemen have to get up for the forwards. And that's when you turn on your video with no sound, nothing against play-by-play people or whatever, but no sound, and you can see 5 defined players in the picture, you know you're having success, offensively or defensively. And we show significant progress in that, but we're not there yet. We're not where consistently you see all 5 guys in the picture, but we're getting a lot better.
Ken, you guys have the possession game figured out since you've been here. You know, if you believe in Corsi, your Corsi's great. You guys have the puck a lot, but you're not scoring many. You're averaging 2 goals a game. There's this old hockey adage that says if you're getting chances, the goals are going to come, right? If you got the puck, the goals are going to come. How long do you keep believing in that before you have to start to do something to make some goals come?
Well, that adage has changed. To me, getting chances is not relevant. Possession time is everything. And the more possession time you have, the higher the quality of chances you get. And we're increasing significantly in possession time. And there's a philosophy that goes with that. How do you maintain possession of the puck? What do you do in the offensive zone? What do you do on your entries? What do you do on your forecheck? It's all connected. And our players have really bought into that. Now, sometimes we get extremes where after the first 6 minutes in St. Louis, for 14 minutes, we didn't do it. And then for 35 minutes after that, starting in the second period, we were incredible. But we're getting that. And that's why I'm not worried about scoring goals right now. I'm not as concerned about that as I am on the consistent possession time. Possession time equals offense, and we've got to keep doing those things that we're doing. And one of the things that shows up on visual is when the other team starts to play straight-legged, you know you're going to get a real quality chance because it looks like you're on the power play even though it's 5-on-5. And we're getting to that where we're making the other team play more and more straight-legged, and that's what we've got to try to get to.
Ken, Minnesota has 10 comeback wins this season. As a coach and as a team, does that ever play in your mind if you happen to find yourself up on the Wild tonight?
Not so much. I know many very well, and I know a lot of their players very well. They're just a team that they don't beat themselves and they don't crack very often. You might beat them, like last night they got beat, but they were still right there right till the end. And they're a team that they play a very mature game, they play a very compact game, and they don't beat themselves. So those are the teams that you really have to prepare for because you have to go the distance against those teams. If you think you're going to win playing 40 minutes or even 50 minutes against many, you're making a big mistake. And because of the maturity level of their team, they don't get rattled easy, they don't make big errors. There isn't big swings in their game. You just got to stay with it a little bit longer than they do. That's a tough chore, but if you expect to win the game against them, you got to do it.
Ken, your team is winning these tight games. They're grinding out these victories. I know it's a fine line between winning and losing in this league, but what is it a mindset? Is it just attention to details? What is it that gets you over the hump, the difference between winning a 2-1 game and losing a 2-1?
You mean in winning the close games?
Yeah.
Well, to me, it's trying not to win quick. You know, the players are starting to buy in that we have enough in us that we can go the distance. And I think that's the biggest change for me since the first couple of games when I was here is that we're willing to go the distance more and more in games, and it's allowing us to win these close games and get points late in games because we're not getting discouraged. We were getting discouraged before, and it had a major impact in the flow of the game for us, but now we're staying with it. We're keeping each other going on the bench. I like the vocal response on the bench now when things aren't going right. We're popping our head up and we're starting to chew on each other, to get going, to keep on it, and that's a good sign. We're not going quiet on each other.
Thank you.